Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. What's going on, freaks? Hey, you saw up there CC was trying to get the super chats going. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Chicken Wing. And CC, what's going on? Sounds like you're going to go get some surgery. Hope everything goes well for you. Thanks, Chicken Wing. It seems like a lot of people are finally seeing some of my videos. It's like, I feel odd sometimes that so many people haven't even seen my videos or my channel or anything like that, when we're the only channel that literally, or one of the only few, that puts out just factual information, working through the cases and figuring things out. Okay, you got all these nut jobs who keep wanting to know, hey, how did he put the gun in his pants? Gray, over and over. It's like, I don't know how, I don't have a video of him stuffing it in there, but it is in his pants, you guys. It's in his pants. There is no doubt about it. I showed your video to a friend today. Was that... Oh, I was reading your comment. Now it's gone. Hey, thanks, Callie. And then also Wild Bill Wassman gifted a membership to Just Dabby, or Debbie. Yeah. The thing is if you don't get mired in conspiracy think, most cases are pretty easy to figure out, right? There's complexity to them, but like, don't get stuck on, like, people keep still making videos on the hand signals and so forth that a security detail was doing. Oh, that's the real shooter. Well, no, the real shooter's on the roof. He runs off. He's hiding, trying to hide the gun inside of a black blanket. See, just look at it like this. Just look at it like this. If you're still kind of confused about it, just look at it like this. There's video of the guy running on the roof, going over there. A shot happens. Then the person runs, and the angle and everything works exactly where he was. Then the person runs off the, we see it right here in this video on the screen. Runs over here and jumps off. And then you see him working with, sort of a long object, trying to cover it with a black towel. And then you might go, I wonder what that was. Well, we know it's the rifle, and here's how we know it's the rifle. Because the security footage, the camera, when it panned over here and then it continued to follow him over here to the right, they show him go into the woods, a wooded area. And then they went, because of that part of the investigation, they went and checked those woods. And lo and behold, the weapon is in there with the black towel. Then in the probable cause document, they even mention how he mentions leaving the gun in there. So why is it still difficult to, when he's communicating with his lover, he's talking about how he left the gun there and he's got to go monitor it and stuff. So how is that still a thing that people are confused about currently? Anybody know? Because for me, I'm confused that you're confused. And I'm also really, really like incredibly. I actually quit reading the comments because, you know, like I make a 23-minute long video. What do you think the average watch time is? It's 8 minutes. Okay, that's ludicrous, right? So that means, and then in the comments section, you have people ask a question that is absolutely answered in the video. And I just want to, like, I don't know, I wish I could do something. It's just like it's so frustrating. Well, Gray, I still think it's when he jumped is when he started limping. So you're basing that on the footage then, right? That he's limping based on the footage. Well, the footage is before, 35 minutes before the shooting took place. But I still think that, Gray. Well, that means you're brain dead. I'm sorry. Let's see. Thank you, Gray. Got a golf ball infection from welding that went out of control. Oh, wow. Well, antibiotics and some surgery should be fine. I mean, go just for the hell of it, you guys. You go under my videos and read the comments. I feel like I'm alone trying to combat the lunacy. It's just crazy. You know, the same comments over and over. And here's the thing. I'm combating the irresponsible YouTubers who put out information that just isn't going to be true. And everybody thinks it's true because, after all, they're a YouTuber. You know, and it's not. It's these people don't give a shit. It's about what's interesting, how can I get the most views, etc. Some of my videos get like, like 3 of these recent videos have done really well, and then there was one in the middle that was one of the better ones that got like 8,000 views, which is terrible compared to the rest of them. And you sort of wonder how that one got skipped. It went over the probable cause document and visually showing all the locations that were mentioned, etc. But hey, guys, we're already starting off at a lull here. We're miles away from even the smallest goal level tonight. So if you have the ability to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, that would be awesome. We do the coffee, super chats, etc. We're one of the few channels that actually gives back too. We've already given $1,000 to the. Wait, what does it say? Maybe they do it because. No, they don't do it that. That's not why they do it. They do it because they're stupid. That's the truth. What are people talking about now? I got distracted with what I was saying. Yeah, Turning Point we've given $1,000 to already. Which is probably 1,000 more than most of the other YouTube channels. All right, but you guys, when I do these shows, the channel relies on you guys to help support it when I do the live streams, because there is no ad revenue on there. Even if you see an ad, it's just not reasonable. The ad revenue that they give on live streams is like a quarter of a video or something. It's crazy. So if you have the ability to, that would be awesome. Maybe buy some channel memberships for people. And there's a new piece of video that's out. It was in the AP. Yeah, my channel has donated, here's a number if you want to see it, $261,500 since January of 2020. We're at $32,551 this year. We did 49 last year, 57 the year before that, 62 the year before that, 42, and then 22 the year before that. So, 261,000. We try to make a difference outside of the true crime world as well. Like in true crime videos, like outside. Like we donate a lot of money to Texas Equisearch, RAIN, which is violence against women, NICMAC. I think I'm going to start giving some money, though, to Turning Point. It's sort of like donating money in the Idaho case to Ethan Smile, etc. But you guys, I can already see this is going to be like pulling teeth tonight, isn't it? I hate when I have nights where I have to continually keep asking. Now, the shot was from 140 yards, not 200. I've measured it day one. It's 140 yards. Let's see. Yeah, I already did all the measuring. I was the first person out there to tell people that no, it's only 140 yards or less. It's not 200 like the media is telling everybody. You know, they just throw out a number and everybody runs with it. You still see it in articles today. Thanks, Chicken Wing. We must never forget about Charlie. Yeah, well, I'm completely going to change the way I interact or how I am. There's so many times when I'm doing a show, you know, I usually do true crime. You know, it's the same kind of investigative. That's what this is here. And there's so many times I've been doing a show, and you know, it's almost embarrassing to say, but I was like so nervous to ever say what I was really thinking about why this might have happened or this might have happened, because you know, you have Democrats that watch too. Now, I love all the Democrats that watch, and I don't have anything against you, but it seems like a lot of Democrats, when you say something that they've been taught isn't something, or they don't believe it, they immediately cancel you, you know, and it makes you nervous. You know, they completely just toss you aside. And what I've learned is, now because of this Charlie Kirk situation, you know, the killing, I actually believe that the people who do cancel culture are one step away from being a shooter. I really do. These are people that they get so worked up and angry about just you having a different opinion that they literally cancel, unsubscribe from your channel, and take off. All right? Those people are one step away from being a shooter. They get just a little nudge. And so it's scary how many of these people there are out there. Right? It's crazy. So I'm just, at this point, I'm just going to say what I want, and the hell with it. You know, if people bail and take off and my channel starts fading away, then so be it. You know, I can't do it anymore. I was sort of ashamed, and, you know, just sort of in honor of Charlie Kirk, I'm just going to be more straightforward and say, hey, you guys, this is it. This is what's happening here. And you don't have to agree with it, but I'm going to do that. I'm so sick of it. I'm disgusted, actually. I don't know. It's hard to be popular. Like, I'm doing true crime. If I'm covering a case of Joe Smith got murdered, nobody watches, you know. So it's kind of like it's hard to become popular. The true crime genre has changed so much that you only can cover the popular cases to get your channel, you know, to still be moving forward. This isn't, you know, like this case here just happened to be, it happened, and this is exactly what I'm good at in true crime, is mapping things out, being able to find different things, see angles and so forth, put it together based on little, you know, chunks of information, and I figure out what happened. That's how I do it. And you know, I did that in the Idaho 4 case, Delphi, etc. You know, the more information that's out there, the better. All right. But hey, guys, we're still just lingering along here. So if you're out there and you want to support a channel like mine, that would be great. But what I'd really like is for you guys to just realize that it's up to you to support my channel, and have me not, you know, so I don't have to ask during the show 1,700 times. Because we have goals to reach, things to meet, and then that's how at the end of the month we donate. We've already given 1,000 out this month, but you know, I'd like to give 3, 4, 5 more thousand at the end of the month. You know, we'll just have to see how it goes. All right. So I noticed that every time I'm saying this, we just stay the same, lingering and lingering and lingering. Hey, thanks, Genie Gayagoy. All right. So there's new footage out there. See this one right here? Not that one. Right here. Hold on a second. It was, yeah, Betty sent it to me. Yeah. This is what I don't like, you guys. When you guys send me stuff, don't give me a write-up of what you believe. Just send me the information, and I'll put it together. Okay? Because what happens is people... they give me their write-up, and if I somehow come to the same conclusion and I say it, then I have to sort of, they go, yeah, I told Gray that. I told Gray. I don't want to know what you think about it. Let me think it and come up with my own take on something, and then we can talk about it later and then discuss it. But don't send it to me first with your take. You know, I get these dissertations from people that are like, 15 pages long, single-spaced, and I don't even have time for that. I gotta be honest. I'm so busy. Do you do any more on the Crooks case? I haven't done any more on that. Yeah, that thing's long gone. If they come up with some new video and stuff in the future, that'd be great. Yeah, I already know that. I already know that stuff, Christopher. I already got it. Yeah. Well, I didn't miss it. I got it. So we got up there. We got Chicken Wing, Kay Louise, and Christopher Marshburn. Yeah, I already got the. So you sort of just, jumped ahead of what I was already going to be talking about, Christopher. Yeah. All right. So we got William Schwant for being a free thinker. Thanks. Fortunately, I opened a sensitive post and saw the shot. I wish I had never opened it. There was no title as to what the video was. All right. Whoa! Hey! Jeez. Thanks. Hawk fan. Come on, everyone. Let's support Gray. I know, it's weird. Like, some nights it's just people just don't want to or something. I don't know. All right. So let's see. We're going to do this first here. Got a couple things to look at. Get over here. Where the hell did I put that? Jesus. Yeah, right there. So this is the new footage that's out there. See that? Here, watch. And I was able to find where this house was. So there he is walking, but it's like before that though. Watch this. So I think that's his vehicle coming in. That's why this is on there, because this is, they're showing his vehicle driving in here, and that's at 8:23 in the morning. Right there, see that? I think that's his vehicle, or why else would they be showing that? I mean, I don't know if that seemed like his type of vehicle. I don't know though. Thanks, Shelly Hall. And thanks again up there to Hawk Fan. All right, and then look at this one here is, so you see him walking, but in a minute here they pan out. Or not pan, but zoom out. There you go, so like that. And I just wish they would just quit doing this crap. Give us the raw video. Let us do what we want to do with it. You guys aren't good at it, okay? None of them are. It's crazy. They just suck. All right, so there he is walking. There's his backpack, the same weird white legs. I don't know if those are socks or whatever. I mean, that has to be some kind of legging or something. And that's just too white, don't you guys think? Look at that. Yeah. All right, and then we've got, so I know where this is. And it's weird because it doesn't match this. Like he's running over here. So I think he might have moved his car later. But, interestingly, where that shot is right here. All right, so I'll go to Street View. I guess I'll just have to go about right there. That house right there in the background is this one. See that? And then, you can just see that shot, that video is taken from, probably underneath here, maybe even over on this one. But anyway, he's walking around like this. And that car went this way. And we don't know if it turned right here, though, or anything like that. So after it drove by, I guess we could see, let's see if we can see if that's determinable. If it, let's see, if that's a word. Yeah, so we don't know right there if it turned right or left. Thank you. It is Amy Darcy Marie. And thanks for sending that, Christopher. I already have it, though. I'm just trying to do the show in the order that I wanted to do it in. All right, so we got that. But look at, it's kind of interesting because at 8:23, the vehicle is driving this direction, which, you know, when you look at the map, you know, if we rotate it the way we always look at it, the vehicle's driving over here like that. It's coming around like this, and then he walks this way. So that's kind of strange. I mean, does he come around like all the way around and like this and then this way? You know, because we see him on that video walking by this camera going this direction wearing those same shorts. There's also a huge amount of time missing, hour and a half between when it drives by and him walking. So has he made multiple trips at that point? I mean, interestingly, over here, you could easily just walk across and you're right at the campus, but he didn't seem to do that. That is a nice house. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that we got to figure out is like, somebody said, oh, that means he changed his clothes at this time. And I'm like, well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. We don't know when he changed his clothes. You know, so when he's walking in the video, he's going this direction. Right? But this is still, even, you know, it's, let's see what time that is. Oh, I actually put it here. It was 9:58, right? So then we see him with different clothing on at 11:48. So that's like almost 2 hours later. So he had plenty of time. You know what I think? I actually think that when we're seeing him walking here is when he is going to show up here next. So you see him walking like this, and I think he went all the way around right here, turned left, and went this direction. Kind of weird, but... And then he walks by here. I bet you this is like 10:15 or so. And maybe he went to campus twice. I mean, we don't know. Or I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things. Like, did he move the vehicle? We just need more video. You can't do very much with just two clips. One going one direction, the other going the other direction. Yeah, he is a left winger, you guys. So anybody out there that's still huffing and puffing, if you're a Democrat, I'm sorry. You know, this one is, you know, on your side, you know. Okay, you'll just have to accept it. So the governor today clearly stated that, and also, you know, all the other stuff that I told you guys yesterday turns out to be true. I know people are taught that Fox News is some sort of propaganda. They put out false information. I actually find them to be the most accurate of any of the cable news outlets. That's why people watch them. All right? They put out stuff that all the rest of the networks disparage and cut down, and then within weeks it turns out to be true. Sometimes it takes years even. Yes, we're sure that's him, Tara. I'm not even sure why we're, you know, keep doing this stuff. They've tracked him around. And, you know, at some point, I know a lot of you guys are skeptical and don't like law enforcement, or for some unknown reason. I don't know why, but, you know, I trust them to, you know, get the experts in there and analyze stuff. So when they put something out, I look and just use them as a guide. Now, if something is glaring that shows up that's off, you know, then I'll start going, that's strange. I've done that in cases before. Things aren't quite accurate what they're saying, and then hey, thank you, Carolina. Yeah, Fox News is accurate. Okay, I'm sorry, and I love it if I could say, man, there's so many times where they put a, you know, of course they have opinion people like Hannity, etc. But their news, every time when they put news out, they verify it, it's real. You know, as soon as I said yesterday, Fox News reported that the shooter's boyfriend or partner is a male who's transitioning to a female. All right, everyone goes, "Oh, you trust Fox News? That's bogus." Well, now the governor has said it, so it's real, right? You guys? I mean, are we still confused or? It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Fox News, the left hates Fox News because they're told that it's putting out stuff and then they just sort of believe it without really looking into it. That's the truth. Man, I wish the reality was just in people's minds, but it just never seems to be there. Let's see. Reports are that killer does not want to confess. Yeah, he's not cooperating, so I guess that's kind of what that would be. Here's an image right here. This is pretty crazy. So this is at the scene. Aren't these those little candies, or are those marks? I don't even know what this is. Are these marks on the ground, or are these those little candies that you eat? What are these things? But look at how crazy this is. How many times have you guys already seen this shot just from watching my show? I mean, it's like I take you guys on the roof over here like this. Right to this spot, right here. And I showed you like 100 times. And, I always tell you this too. If you're just over to the right slightly here, you can't shoot. And if you're just right there, there's the angle, there's the shot. And that's exactly what we have right here. Here's that little part that sticks out, etc. Do you think those are evidence markers? Those little orange things with the little... You said it today. Didn't you watch my video earlier today? My God, people. My God. I'll play it again. All right, here we go.
What we know so far, there are a couple things that we can confirm that have been reported. We can confirm that again, according to family and people that we're interviewing, he does come from a conservative family, but his ideology was very different than his family, and so that's part of it. We do know that the roommate that we had originally talked about, we can confirm that roommate is a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female, so we know that piece. I will say that person has been very cooperative with authorities, and we have additional evidence, forensic evidence that has been processed. We'll be sharing that when charges are filed on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then by the way, the I don't even know why you would ever go on NBC. NBC is, like, why did you go on there? I mean, it's just incredible. This guy was great, though. I got to give him credit. So let's see. So the host says, "Hey, did you hear what Trump said? Look at what Trump said." That what's her face? Let me throw her face on there. Just a second. Just a liar. Just this lady. My God. That one right there. This lady right here. She sucks. She's an embarrassment. All right, so let's just see. She wanted to play this. Hey, play this, watch.
The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy.
What is your reaction to that message from President Trump, Governor?
Yeah, isn't it? It's not really the message you were sending, Governor. You see how it isn't what you were said. It's different. Governor, you were really cool and everything. She really wants him to say something. She wants him to say something like, yeah, I just don't really... Well, watch this.
Well, look, I've talked to President Trump. President Trump is angry, and he has every right to be angry. A lot of Americans are very angry right now, and there clearly was a leftist ideology with this assassin.
Did you hear that, everybody? Clearly was a leftist ideology. All right. Is there anybody that's still wondering? All right, here we go.
And so I totally understand that anger. I also wish you would have played the clip where he quoted Charlie Kirk about the importance of nonviolence, because he said that too.
You guys hear that right there? That's just, isn't that amazing? See, that's CBS for you. Just a pile of crap. Where he literally, this guy said, well, you took out the clip where he said, let's not have any violence or anything. See, they're just disgusting people, and they are the reason for all of this. Lying to their viewers over and over and over and over again. All right, anyways, there you go. That wasn't CNN, it was NBC. Same thing. They do the same shit over and over again. Let me just ask you something. Was there anybody, like if you're a Democrat and you're watching right here, doesn't that bother you a little bit? Like, why do they do that? Why do they do that crap? I'm a conservative, Stage R. I wouldn't call myself a right, like some hard right person or something. Are you? What are you? A nut job or? Let's see. The Smart Dems are no longer Dems. Stop saying it's us or else. I don't know what that means. I'll just repeat it again tonight. Again, this is where I stand on this whole thing. It's not Rubik's. You're an idiot. Now let me just say this right here. This is the truth is that the Democratic Party, the people in office and the media specifically have been sort of lockstep in this sort of attempt to demonize and vilify the Republican Party by using terms that are intentionally incendiary to provoke violence with plausible deniability. They go out there and they tell everybody, oh, you're Hitler, they are, what the hell's that term that they always say over and over again? Fascist, Nazis, etc. And then you got these people out there that they're taught that all the time, and they're thinking to themselves, man, we can't have another Hitler. I better do something about it. And it riles them up, and they do it. They shoot, and that's it. That's the answer to the question. Now, the only way to get out of this is if the Democrats stop saying that and using terms like that. But Gray, what if they truly believe it? Well, then they're idiots and shouldn't be in office anymore. Okay? It's bogus. Completely. Yeah, I picked it all up, TTV. What's confusing? I've gone over this so many times about the 360 camera. It picks up everything. And by the way, when I first heard from the cameras down below, it sounded like it was an AR-15 sort of crack sound. But I played you guys this audio from a guy that was up above, and it sounded like, it was ridiculous how loud it was. All right? Let me see if I can find that. Where the hell is that video? It was really crazy. Maybe was that the 11? Let's see. Yeah, right here, this one. I just recorded the portion.
So that if it was old enough that it...
See, this is interesting because this isn't really seen by a lot of people, I don't think, this video here. I was looking at it to see if I could see the shooter because they were right there. The shooter's right. Like, you can't see it because this building's too high, but he's right over there. All right, so the shootings happen. So here, listen to how loud this is. So he's already turned his head, I think. Let's see.
So before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the camera and made us move.
That doesn't sound like an AR-15. Did you guys hear that? That was one hell of a lot louder. I mean, that was...
So before we had a flag and we had it so it's positioned above the tent so it would be in the camera and made us move. What was that? Oh my God! He just got shot! Holy shit! Holy shit!
that crazy? Yeah, that one, you can hear it. That's what it sounded like. And it's, let's see.
What was that?
See, the shooter, like up over there is where the shooter is. You can't see him.
Holy shit! So before we had a flag and we had it, so it was positioned above the tent, so it would be in the camera. And he made us move.
What was that?
He just got shot! Holy shit!
Nah, that's just trippy as hell, right? Anyways, so it's a hell of a lot louder than that little crack you hear in the down low cameras that people have. So, you know, it's a 30-06, so, you know, for the people out there that was like, yeah, it didn't sound quite right. Well, if you hear that, I think you would probably think that's probably closer, right? We don't really, I don't think we really have 5,000 people watching. We might have like 800 or 900. But yeah, we're having a massive lull again, you guys. So if you guys are out there and you want to help support the Graves Investigates YouTube channel, I'm sure we'll be donating some more money here pretty soon on a different day. To the guy that stood up and cheered. Yeah, what I don't know about that. That guy that was sort of in the crowd turning around. I don't know. It's hard to know if he was even aware at that point because he was kind of facing away. So I don't know. I don't think there's 5,000 people here watching. I mean, you know how I know that? Because we've got 3,737 views, which is, yeah, it's pretty good. But if there was 5,885 watching, we would have 5,000 plus views. I mean, it'd be like 6,000 views. Right. So there's that one right here. Let's just look at this some more. Yeah, so he was just sitting right there, right in the middle of that. And it looks like news is set up over here doing, you know, they're doing their little reports and everything. So these are evidence markers of what? I mean, that must be where he was lying, I guess. I bet he moved just far enough over where he still had a shot. So that might be, you know, you could be about right there or right here. Thanks, Mariska. Yeah, the people tonight aren't quite the same as other nights we've had here. And we had that one big one. That's the only reason we're even slightly. Thank you, Ashley Ferris. All right, so let's take a look at this article that came out. This is probably, I don't know if it's the same one Christopher sent, but this is what Alley Cake sent me earlier this evening at about 2 hours ago. FBI arrests 2 after incendiary device left under Fox 13 news vehicle. And this is in Utah. Magna, Utah. 2 men have been arrested after allegedly leaving an incendiary device underneath a Fox 13 news vehicle and then forcing an evacuation of a Magna neighborhood. I don't even know where this is. Hey, thanks, Chris Lee. I first started keeping up with your channel on Paramount Tactical during the Trump assassination with Thomas Crooks, and just want to say thanks. Hey, no problem. Yeah, I might be on his show tomorrow night. He wanted me to maybe come on tonight on his show. We could like dual stream, but I actually tried to go play golf today, and I was like, oh, that's not too far. Let's see. Oh, that's that other case, right? With the girl that, yeah, it's not too far away from here. Yeah, I just tried to get out of the house a little bit and played golf. I sucked. That was one of my worst. I did get one birdie, but one of the best putts you've ever seen in your life. But other than that, I was just awful. I mean, it was just, I didn't even keep score after a while. I just gave up on that. All right, so let's see what it's saying. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but check this thing out. The men Adib Nasir, 58, and Adil Justice Ahmad Nasir, 31, were booked into jail and faced multiple charges, including threat of terrorism, possessing weapons of mass destruction, and possessing explosive devices. I mean, shit, I hope we're not having one of these waves again. And then it says the device underneath the Fox 13 news vehicle was originally located on Friday and determined to be real. According to officials, the device had been lit but failed to function. Wow. Because of the type of device discovered and where it was located, it was considered a significant threat to public safety, leading the FBI to assume jurisdiction over the case. During the FBI investigation, the suspects were tracked to a Magna home in the 2700 South block of 8500 West. I guess we could probably just throw that in there. I don't know. I don't know if this has some sort of ancillary relationship. I mean, the timing's pretty strange. Yeah. Thanks, Allie Cake. Maybe you guys could try to get some gift some memberships. We've only got 3 gifted memberships tonight. That's probably the worst night we've had in a month. So if you guys can gift some memberships, that'd be pretty cool. Because of the type of device discovered and where it was located, it was considered a significant threat to public safety. During the FBI investigation, the suspects were tracked to a Magna home in the 2700 South block of 8500 West. On Saturday, the FBI served a warrant on the home, along with the Salt Lake City Police Department and unified fire bomb squads to make sure no other explosive devices were a danger. The men were located at the home and during the search told investigators that 2 hoax weapons of mass destruction that officials discovered were real, the arrest report said. Because of the devices, the home was evacuated, as well as nearby homes in the neighborhood. Although the warrant was issued for the search of evidence related to the incendiary devices found under Fox 13 news vehicle, law enforcement officials observed additional contraband and evidence of crimes outside the scope of the original warrant, to include firearms and firearm-related items, explosives and explosives-related components, illegal narcotics and associated paraphernalia, blah, blah, blah. Man, I wonder what the hell they were doing. I mean, I'd like to know what the capability of, what those devices were. Had they gone off. Hey, thank you, Saturn Dreaming of Mercury. Thanks for your work tonight. Well, thank you. All right, so let's go back to all of this over here. What questions do you guys still have out there regarding? Okay, because I don't want to talk about Gray. He doesn't have a weapon in his pants or something. All right, because it's just, to me, it's obvious, and I don't know what else to say. It's just sort of like we're just going to sit here and listen to you say, "There's just no way, Gray. Something just isn't right." Hey, thanks so much, Callie. And by the way, I was thinking about CR. I was thinking I wanted to say thank you to CR just in general. She's out there. Just how supportive and generous she's been over the for a long time. So I appreciate it, and all the other people out there. But she sort of some nights goes above and beyond. When we're sort of struggling, and Alley Cake a lot of times will do a super chat or something, and we keep moving forward. Let's see. Rubik's needs glasses. Thanks for you being here and working so hard to help us better grasp the info that's out without the conspiracy angles. Right. I mean, well, thank you. I think a lot of people in the comments I've noticed have been appreciative of that. But it's so funny. Like, this is what the comments look like. Listen to this. It'll say something like, your video is so good. I finally understand everything now. You've put everything together in order, and I really appreciate it. Then the next comment, you're way off, man. There's no way in hell he's coming. I mean, it's just so incredible. You got to go look at him. It's unreal almost. Yeah, you just got here. So what? I guess he probably changed clothes in his car. Yeah, well, the thing is with the video, the timing of that, it's kind of confusing because at 8:27 he's driving over there. I bet you know, he might have went back and forth a couple different times. I mean, we don't know what he was doing. I mean, he had hours and hours and hours. You know, I'd say 4 hours before the shooting, he's moving around. We don't know where he changed clothes, Laura. What would make you think he changed clothes in the woods? I mean, we don't know where any of that happened. No, I'm not related to Chase Hughes from Behavior Panel. What are you talking about? This the brakes? Nobody knows what you're referring to. Type in a full sentence, man. All right? Oh, I get what you're saying. They just tell me I'm off. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's why you got to do full sentences, then I get it. Right. It's right in front of your face. I'm showing them, and they say, like, you want to hear something crazy, you guys? Watch. I'll go like this. I mean, this is a real thing. Watch this. I'll go like this. Hey, see how it's 11:49 in the morning. All right? It's 11:49 in the morning. This is before the shooting. Now, look at how he's limping. You know, I'll do it just like that. Look how he's limping, everybody. And, you know, play him walking around. Or, I don't even know where that was now. I have to go over here. Just a second. Yeah, and then I show him, and then I go through the whole rest of it. And in the comments section, it says, I know what you're referring to. I figured it out. In the comments section, it says, people say, I think he hurt his knee when he jumped off the building. That's when he's limping. But the only time we see him limping is in this video right here. These two videos that are right here. Right? See that? He walks there, and then there's this one. He's limping. See? And he's not really limping. It's sort of like almost, well, like he had a cast on. He's just swinging the leg around. Yeah, I figured out what you meant. This the brakes. But then in the comments they say, hey, I think he's limping because he jumped off the house. And then I said, well, how come? I don't think I could be more clear. Is anybody still confused about that part? I mean, I don't mind if you are, but by God, how come? You know, I don't know if I have the ability to make videos clear in terms of what you're seeing. Ah, Jesus. Get rid of that. Have you seen my baseball? Those are just people that come in. We don't even know what they're doing. I'm going to put them on timeout. Let's see. Maybe come back in 10 minutes, see if you can make a normal comment. The bodyguard. What about the bodyguards? They're signing. They're using tactical signing and everything. Who cares? We don't know what street he parked on. I know that he parked. The vehicle is driving by. So the camera is right here on this house. And the vehicle drove by this direction at 8:23. Did it turn right or did it go left? We don't know. But if it went straight, then might have parked over here. But might have gone down here in this cul-de-sac area, which, you know, and that location isn't too far from where he actually put the rifle in those woods right there. It's just right there. But after the shootings, he went out of his way to run this way. So I almost wonder if after he did his surveillance, he went back to his car, moved his car, changed his clothes, and then the vehicle was parked somewhere over in this area, because it would seem just totally ridiculous to go down like this. I mean, don't you guys all think that? Like, wouldn't it? I think it's ridiculous that if he came in and he sprints over here, because that's what he did after the murder, and then he goes all the way back up like this, and way up, you know, like, okay, so I guess he would go right here, and then he takes a right, and then goes all the way up around here again, and up to where a car is parked. That just seems strange. Why wouldn't he just go straight from here, and then go up right and go right to his car? So it feels like he moved his car after it was initially parked somewhere up there. Because it looks like he parks up there, and then an hour and a half later he's walking by. So what took him, what was he doing in that hour and a half? I don't know. Now we're getting back to like what we might actually have watching. You know, see, I always get this weird spike thing that happens when I do my shows. Yeah. All right, so just for the sake of people watching, I'm going to do this again. Because I don't think you can go over the... It doesn't take long, because it's really kind of a simple thing. So we see him walking around with his shorts on at various times. You know, we don't know exactly when this is. There's no time on this clock, unfortunately. How stupid is that? And then we also, you know, there he is, and then we have the new footage that came out, which is this one. And we know what time this one is. This one is 9:57, which is, you know, an hour and 50 minutes before we see him making his final walk into the campus. So that's what you see in this one. This is 11:49. Almost 2 hours after that last video we just saw. And here he is. He's got everything ready to go, and he's walking. And then he goes over here. And this is another camera, just right next door to the last one. In fact, if you look above, the first camera was here, and the second camera is at this house. So he just walks by, and he's continuing his walk. You'll notice in the video, he takes a right here after kind of turning right and then stepping back out in the street, then going back this direction. There are trees on Street View. However, there are no trees there anymore, and it's an open field. So we'll take a look at that again. Watch this. Right over here. You see him. And he goes onto the grass, and he kind of turns around, goes back out on the street, and now he's doing it. I wonder what that was. Was he having second thoughts right there? You know, I mean, that just seems weird. And so what he just did, and we'll just mimic the exact same thing. He went like this. I'm going backwards now. I'm going to get over to here first. All right, so he walks by this house first, just like this. He's walking down. That camera picks him up on the right. And then right here, this camera picks him up on this house. And there's the basketball hoop. Then he goes like this. And then right here he turns and then goes over that little bridge. However, these trees are not there anymore. See, look at that. Boom. That's what it looks like now. That image with Street View was 2019. So he walks across that bridge, goes into this parking area here and then enters this tunnel right there. And I figured that out by looking at this image. We got this image, and by looking at this image, I knew that it was outside. There's a parking space and these sidewalls, and it took about, I don't know, 30 minutes, and then I quit looking, and then I came back, and then boom, I found it. So there's this little tunnel that he went down. So I was the first person on YouTube to realize that he went down through a tunnel from outside. Law enforcement knows, but I try to back engineer what they have. So he's going down the tunnel there, and then we see a series of other photos that are inside or underneath these buildings. One of them, you see that one, this one, that one, and that one. You know, this one's sort of interesting because it looks like there's a vehicle outside. I just wasn't able to find where this is in particular. So after he goes in there, at some point, this camera here, this is the, I'll show it again. Go down the street view. Look up in the air there. There is the 360-degree camera that we've been watching all of the footage from. You see it right there? There it is. And let me see if I can get back. Sometimes you do something in here and it sends you 18 million miles away. We're not even in the same ballpark. Let me go right here, back to the area. I feel like I'm all turned around. Yeah, it was over here. Yeah, so it's right there. That's the camera on this little point here. And everyone just needs to realize this camera takes like 4 or 5 frames a second and an entire 360-degree globe. So you can look any direction you want, okay? So we're right there. This is exactly the same shot that camera is. I mean, this is a good one right here. So boom. What they can see on this camera is pretty amazing, right? I mean, it's crazy. What they see on the camera is he walks this direction, you know, out here from somewhere, we don't know yet. Goes inside this door over here, and then he comes up this stairwell that's right over here to the right there. See that? Right there. Let me get back to that little, there it is, right there. Okay. And then they see him back at, just looking at this camera here, they can see him go up these stairs, stand over here, and he goes into there at 12:02, I think it was 12:02 if I remember right. So 12:02 goes through this door, and then he makes his way up these stairs at 12:15. Right? So, I mean, so we don't know what he was doing for 13 minutes inside the building, but probably wasn't sitting down because it'd be hard to sit down with a rifle in your pants. So he stood up over here at 12:15. He walked up there. Then he stood right here for 2 minutes in this little area right here for 2 minutes. Then he climbed over this wall at 12:17, and then he sat there for 5 minutes, kind of crouched down. We don't know what he was doing. And from there, he went so it was 12:17, and then at 12:22, he ran over here, and then shimmied his way over, and then at 12:23, he shot Charlie Kirk. And then still in the 12:23 minute, he's already ran all the way over here. He lets himself down, drops to the ground right there. Then you see him fiddling around with the rifle and the blanket, trying to get his glasses on, etc. And all the while, that same camera up there, it's right up in there, is filming all of these movements. And then he goes over here. The camera's still filming him. It films him all the way over here as he goes into the wooded area. Then law enforcement, they see that on the camera. They go in there and they find the black towel, the rifle wrapped up in it. And then we have video later of him coming back which I think it's in one of these. Hold on. I gotta take this one. I don't know if I actually have that clip right here, but the in that video, yeah, it's just a little bit before this. God, I hate TMZ for zooming in and this stuff. It's just, see way up in there, that dirt. You see him running up there, and then he comes running down to the left of that building, which is right here. So where I have these pins, he goes like this, you see him here, and then he runs over there. And then where do you go after that? We don't know. But isn't that just really clear? Like, what's the confusing part about it? Hey, thanks, Michelle H. But you guys have to do it again. We're really struggling tonight, so if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, we're still having a decent month here, trying to have a good one by the end of the month, and we give thousands of dollars out, and we'll just see where we're going to give them this month. Maybe we'll give some more to Turning Point. We got to give some more to our DNA fund that we have. Get started on our scholarship fund. No, the governor didn't say he changed clothes on the roof. He said he wasn't limping anymore after he was on the roof. I never heard that anyways. If he did, let me know. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Jeffrey, for the Venmo. How was he walking up the stairs so easily with the rifle in his pants? Well, because he could step forward with his left leg and pull himself up, and his right leg bends slightly. We've gone over that 100,000 times. If you keep questioning it, it means you don't think he's got a gun with him. He somehow magically showed up on the roof and was able to use his fingers as a gun or something. I really don't understand it. Mm-hmm. Well, freaks out there, do you have any idea why we're struggling so much tonight? No idea. How come the picture the FBI showed are different than what Tyler looks like? Because it doesn't look different. It looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same. Yeah. Yeah, when people ask questions like that. How come the pictures of the FBI are showed are different than what Tyler looks like? Well, because it's not really Tyler, you see. It's actually an alien from Zeta Minor. They snuck him into the image there, and what they're trying to do is pin this on some lackey out there. Maybe some CIA operative was working the area, and they didn't want to confuse people with that, so they... Why wouldn't security check out the roofs after it happened in Butler, PA? It's not a good question. It's not a good question. Somebody goes, great, good question, Laura. We've already gone over this 100 million times. He's not the president of the United States. He is somebody that works for an organization, and they go to campuses and they talk to people and communicate with them. They don't have SWAT teams. They don't sit on roofs. They don't do all that stuff. We've gone over this ad nauseum. It's totally different, okay? Do you think college students would want to show up to an event where, you know, Charlie Kirk shows up and there's SWAT teams all over the buildings and drones flying around? They would just sit, they'd be like, what the hell's going on? He goes there with like an open dialogue and he communicates with people. That's it. The truth is he should never have to worry about something like that. President, you do have to worry about that. And other people, but somebody like Charlie Kirk should never have to worry about that. Their security was fine for what normal reality is. I mean, this is nuts, right? Gee. Yeah, I think you wore like a, you know, probably had a bulletproof vest or plates or something that he might wear at time. Who knows? But you just don't do it, you know. That's far away. They probably made sure, you know, got security around in the general area. I don't know. You guys are just looking for somebody else to blame for something, you know. Like, what good does that do? Yeah, well, now it's going to be totally different, yeah. They're going to have magnetometers. They're going to probably not be able to do it in the same types of locations. But hey, guys, I don't want to keep asking, but on my channel on a nightly basis, the people watching are the ones that support the channel. I think my work is good enough that the people watching, I would appreciate if you could sort of tip the show, like as if you're going to a restaurant and, you know, you're like, hey, here's a couple bucks or something. That's what we do here. I don't know, we got all these new people watching and they just aren't used to supporting my channel. But I could really, you know, use your support for my channel because my channel does good work. Unlike a lot of the other ones that Butler watches. Back in the day, we didn't have to go through metal detectors. All right, so we have the super chats. We've got the coffees. We got, you know, you can do Venmos. You can do PayPals. You can do whatever the hell it is. But the channel relies on you guys. As much as I can bring in, Josh. As much as I can bring in. Yeah, I'm just going to say whatever the hell I think now regarding politics. When I'm doing a show, if there's something that comes to mind, I'm going to say it. I'm just not doing it anymore. Thanks, Cliff Black. And did anybody hear what I just said? It's just amazing in here. You know, it's like, I need the regular freaks to be here, you know. Yeah, that's right, Jeremy. I told you, I don't want to have to ask, but people like you who watch never contribute to the channel. So, you know, we need people to help support the channel because that's how my channel is able to give thousands of dollars at the end of each month. And if you don't like it, get the hell out of here because I'm always going to have to continue to ask for the support from the people watching because often that's what's required or we have no support. All right. So, hey, thanks, Shoshana. Grace, welcome. And Anomalous Report. And Katie, hey, thank you. And that's just the way it's going to be. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but that's what allows us to do all the great stuff we do. It allows my channel to make an income and survive and buy stuff that I need when I need it, etc. I've got an Alienware computer right here. It's old, though. It's like 2.5 years old now. Going to be upgrading probably this next year at some point. That's okay, Caddy. And here's the thing. If you're out there and you cannot afford to help support my channel, just hit the like button, share the video, etc. Nobody's required to do anything. I'm just... On my channel, you got to make the effort. Some people hate that I do that or whatever, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, you know, this is... You guys are it, man. when I do the live streams. There is no other income source that comes in. I have legit been afraid to wear MAGA. Yeah, see, that's that's what I always tell people. You know, you shouldn't be scared to wear MAGA hats or have a bumper sticker. You know, something that, you know, like I live in Portland, and it's an absolute embarrassment here. You know, if you wear stuff like that, your car would probably get vandalized. Yeah, I don't. If you're on disability and all that, you know, I don't want you to support the channel. Just keep it for yourself, and you know, like I don't want it to affect your life. You know what I mean? If you can, do 3 pics of Sarah Case again. Why, Katie? What do you want to get out of it? Yeah, so we've got this one, and we got this one. This is not his knee, you guys. This thing right here, that's not his knee. That's not the point of his knee. I know people want it to be, but it just isn't. Okay? You can see, like, his calf is way down over there. This is where his phone, the edge of his phone is right there. And how do I know that? Because here's the next photograph, and there's the edge of the phone right there. All right, look how straight that leg is in that picture. This leg, it is slightly bent, like he's done it before. It's not very bent, but it is bent. But his left leg is what helps him get up each of the stairs. And you got that one, and then this one, his phone's probably like right there, it looks like. You know, this backpack here, I think was intentionally worn, I think mainly, like literally mainly used to block the view of the butt of the rifle. That's what I think. I think it's like let's say, I watched a video yesterday where this guy stuffed 2 rifles down the front of his legs, and when it was in front of his shirt here, his shirt was just sticking out all over the place. So I would imagine in the back it would do that. So what he could do is, inside this backpack, we know that there's a black blanket, right? There's a black blanket inside that backpack. So that's in there. And maybe there's a couple, you know, maybe something else, whatever. But underneath, behind there is the butt of the rifle, and then the rest of it goes down his leg right there. Well, how do you know that? Well, because he's limping around. And see right there, I think that little thing that's sticking out right there is part of that. And he picked a backpack that goes down low too. Do you notice that? Like it kind of goes way down here near his ass, because that's where the gun gets thicker, and this just hides all that. Yeah, he might have gone on the roof to check the shot. Don't know. I think he definitely walked around, and you know, did he go on the roof? I mean, the law enforcement has all of this. They've got it all, man. They have that same camera. If he went on the roof, there he is, wearing different clothing. I think Tuesday way more information is coming out. Hey, thanks, Gymnic Square. Gymnic. I don't know what that's saying. Hey, great work. No confusion here with your explanation of the shooter's movements. Yeah, it was pretty cool, because I originally thought the document was referring to this, and then I switched it. Maybe he went like this, but then after we saw him turning there, then I knew we went over that. So I think we've got, like, this is totally dialed in here. When he walked by with his shorts on, I don't know what time that is. Unfortunately, that one camera doesn't have a time on it. We know what time this video is, though, right here, within 10 seconds or so, because it's a continuation of the video right before it, which we know is 11:50 49 and 42 seconds. I mean, you could almost time it out, like if you went 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, so it's 50, and then probably like 10, 11, 12. This is probably like 11, 50, and 15 seconds right here. And then he takes a right. So he's likely going through the tunnel at 11:52 over here, right? Which means it is 10 minutes from here. I mean, it's, you know, it's interesting because it's 10 minutes from right there to when he's seen going into this door right there. So just 10 minutes later, he goes through that door. And then 13 minutes after that, he goes up these steps. And then at 12:15, he's standing right there. And then he's at 12:17, he goes over the wall. And then he sits there for 5 minutes. Get out in the sun a little bit. His legs look like he's got white. That's me. That's me, my voice over there. And then he jumps over, you know. So then at 12:17, he's right there. 5 minutes later, at 12:22, he runs over, lays down, shimmies over, shoots Charlie Kirk at 12:23. Then he runs over there, jumps down, runs this way. He never goes back in the building again after the shots. So there you go. There was a hilarious comment. I heard that earlier. Huh? I don't get it. Yeah. I think it's... everybody out there, start saying what you think. All right? And I guess that even means... Here's the thing. See, you know how when we say what you think? The problem is like the Democratic Congress, you know, the politicians, they claim that that's what they're thinking. When they say that, oh, Donald Trump and, you know, other conservatives like Charlie Kirk are fascist and racist and, you know, like Hitler. So when they say those things, they say, well, that's what we think too. But I don't think you do, man. I actually don't think you think that. You know that when you say that, it'll get people to hate them, and then you actually hope that somebody will go out and do what this shooter did. Because you ended up killing... Charlie Kirk was somebody who actually very well could have been president of the United States at some point. And it would be because he has this huge youth movement behind him that would have, you know, walked over glass for this guy to probably, you know, canvass neighborhoods and get people to vote for him. And I think probably like in 15, 16 years from now, or maybe even less than that, he would have maybe been president of the United States. And they were scared of somebody like that. So they made sure that everybody out there hated him. Oh, on the left anyways. Oh God, this guy. Oh, man, this guy's a fascist. He's a this and that. Oh, and then there's the psycho out there that hears it and kills him. You know? Because he thinks he's going to be a hero for doing it. And I'm just always going to... It's always that for me. That's it. Right? Don't you guys really feel that is the problem, and that thing that I just brought up is what is creating the very dangerous situation that we're in? And by the way, let me say thanks up there to David Thorgeson. Thank you. Let me see, Thorgeson. Let me guess. That's some kind of Nordic name. I almost was thinking maybe like Icelandic, but they're more like, let's see, son of Thor. Thorgu, right? I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of that. Seems like Thorgerson. Might be like Finnish or something. Let's see. Hey, people. Right. You dehumanize them. That's what they're doing. But I just think that's it. If the Democrats were like, oh, yeah, I just totally disagree with this policy, man. You know, this doesn't seem very constitutional, and here's why. That's cool. Good for you. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, you obviously changed clothes. We already talked about that. Yeah. We just don't know when he changed clothes, because even the video that we see him walking in, it's at 9:50 something. I mean, did he go to the building again and come back? Or the problem is the two videos that we have where he's wearing shorts, there's no time code on them. Well, one does. The first one doesn't have one. The one, I mean, here's what I would think, actually. I mean, I think that, well, I mean, geez, that's the thing. You know, was he there earlier? Let's take a look at this again. Maybe we can figure something out. So here's where there's a camera right here. And he's walking this way. And that's at 9:50 something. So what's weird about that is he's heading back into the college area. So does he go there and then come back again? And then finally, at that point, move his car somewhere else, like over, somewhere down in this area. And then now he's got his clothes changed, and then he walks by here. Because it sounds like he was out on the campus at 8:30 at some point, or they said he saw his car. Maybe do you guys want to go over the probable cause document again? Might be useful. Let's do that. You guys interested in that? And even if you're not, I don't care. I'm going to do it. Then why did you ask, you bastard? I don't know. Just try to sound polite, I guess. All right, let's do it. Here we go. The following information was obtained by Raffian, and we'll skip that. Right here it said, on September 10th, 2025, Charles James Kirk was at the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah for a political event. Mr. Kirk is a conservative political activist who was scheduled to speak at an event in the courtyard area of UVU campus. The courtyard area is to the west of the Lucy Center building. According to video recordings, Charles was wearing a white t-shirt and dark pants, sitting under a white canopy in a courtyard of the campus facing to the east. The event was attended by hundreds of individuals. Charles was surrounded by people, with multiple individuals to his left, right, and rear and front of the canopy. Behind the canopy was a walkway used for access to various parts of the university. Charles was holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. While speaking into the microphone, a loud gunshot was heard at approximately 12:23 hours, and Charles appeared to have been hit in the neck. Blood was seen coming out of the left side of his neck as he fell over to his left. Charles was transported to the Tepanagos Regional Hospital in Orem. Charles was pronounced dead at the hospital. Investigators reviewed the Utah Valley University's surveillance cameras. While reviewing the surveillance cameras, investigators observed, I mean, this must have been so easy for them. They found the camera that showed the rooftop, and then from there you just work backwards. It was like the easiest thing in the world. And then he probably checked it the whole day, and then maybe he was up there another time. All right, guys, no lulls. Say no to lulls. Let's see if we can get another 6 channel memberships gifted out there. We got a lot of people in here that aren't channel members. Maybe some people out there can buy some of them channel memberships. Let's see how it goes. All right, so it says while reviewing the surveillance cameras, investigators observed an individual on the rooftop of the Lucy Center building on the UVU campus at the time of the shooting. Hereafter, the unidentified individual will be referred to as suspect. Based on surveillance camera footage, suspect appeared to be a white male with dark-colored hair, wearing a dark-colored hat, sunglasses, a long-sleeved black shirt, with a picture of an American flag and an eagle printed on the shirt. Hey, CC, thank you so much. Look at that. Very cool. Yeah, I guess that's a black shirt. Yeah, it's just the sun's hitting it with a little bit of sheen to it. It's not, and obviously that's the same shirt as this one, right? I don't know, Gray. I think that's a different guy. Look at him. This guy over here, his skin is kind of a skin tone, and the one up there, well, it's because the light's different. I don't see it, man. Hey, look at, you can see right there. There's a cell phone. Can you guys see that? See the cell phone in his pants right there? And the voice that I'm making is what I envision these people sound like in the comments. All right. Yeah, so a American flag and an eagle printed on the shirt. Dark colored jeans, a white gray shoes, and white colored shoelace. The shoes appear to be consistent with Chuck Taylor Converse style shoes. Suspect is also carrying a dark colored backpack on his back. Suspect walks with a distinctive gait. Prior to the shooting, suspect appears to walk with a stiff right leg and at a relatively slow pace. Suspect's ability to bend his right leg appears to be restricted. Investigators were able to track suspect's movements on the UVU campus starting at approximately 11:50. Right, so that must be what they did originally. 11:50, and then it says at approximately 11:50 hours, a UVU surveillance camera first captured suspect walking across grassy area north of campus drive at approximately, and that's the right here. We're talking about right here, walking across this. And then it said, suspect walked south through the parking lot. I mean, that's exactly what I have here, right? So we, well, I'll hit this button. See, that's what he went like this and then south through the parking lot. And then we go to here, and then it says, let's see, south through the parking lot and approach a pedestrian tunnel that runs underneath Campus Drive. So we already had talked about the tunnel for 2 days prior to this coming out. Before entering the tunnel, the suspect paused at the top of the stairs and pulled out what appeared to be a cell phone from his right pocket using his right hand at approximately 11:53 hours. Suspect eventually put what appeared to be a cell phone back in his right pant pocket using his right hand. I wonder why they keep saying that. Surveillance captured suspect making his way towards the Lucy Center. All right, so that means in this shot right here, just prior to him walking down these stairs, he was on his cell phone, and that's his cell phone that after he put it back in his pocket. And then we see the cell phone in this one right there. And then we see the cell phone in this shot right here. That's right there. See the nice little square. And yeah, so got that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we, well, what I do over here, when you say the public solved the case, who? I mean, the parents? Them putting it out to the public is how it got solved, too. And then one of the parents got a hold of the pastor, and that's how it. What I do on my channel is I take known elements that I deem to be true and factual based on where they came from. And I sort of back engineer what law enforcement has. And we put it together that way. And then you know, oh, wow, look at this. And that's how I've always done this. Other people, they don't do that at all. They see something and they zoom in on pixels and tell you, make up an entire story based on absolute nothing. Yeah, that's possible, Hugh. It's actually not a bad thought there. I mean, up through the pants, I guess. Out the back of the pants, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It seems like you'd want it would look kind of weird if somebody caught on to that, though. I think you might want it to go up your shirt and then have the backpack just kind of block a bulge. You know, might look weird if somebody saw that and was like, "Ooh, what's that sticking out there, going up?" And I mean, you know, maybe it was in the middle of the backpack. It comes out his pants and then into that. I don't know. I don't know what advantage you get out of that. But yeah. All right, then the cell phone. Let's see. Then it said the suspect right there. It says pocket using his right hand at approximately 11:53. So remember, I said it was 11:52 when he got to the tunnel, but it sounds like he was there for a little bit, and then at 11:53 he put it back in his pocket. Suspect eventually put what appeared to be a cell phone back in his right pants. Wait, suspect paused at the top of the stairs and pulled out what appeared to be a cell phone from there. So that was 11:53. So a minute after I thought. So it took him 3 minutes to walk, or 2.5 minutes or so to walk from here to right there. So let me put a pin here. $11:53 a.m. Hey, thanks, Marvin Guns. There was no moment of silence for Charlie on tonight's Emmy Award show. Well, of course not. Yeah. What a bunch of pieces of shit. I'm just so sick of it. God, who isn't sick of it? I can't even imagine if you're on the left, you would not be sick of it. It's weird, you know. Let me save this. All right, now we're moving forward. Cell phone, back in the right pant, blah, 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 blah. And then it says approximately 12:02 hours, the suspect was recorded walking on the north side of the Losi building, walking with the same gait as observed earlier, the limping. See, they're telling us he's limping. The suspect entered the Losi Center building through a set of doors on the southeast corner of the Losi Center building. So let's just see when they say 12:02, walking on the north side of the Losi Center. All right, so let's just go like this. So this is the north side. Right, okay. I think we have this figured out right here. So he's like over here. You know, he's on the north side. Then he kind of goes around like this. I don't know. I don't need to put that there. I'm going to say he's over here at 12. Oh, was it 02? Yeah, 12:02. I mean, that's PM. He's over there. So that could even be, you know, like right here. But check it out. I mean, that camera has it all. So this camera that's right here, that's what they're watching, by the way. They're just watching this whole thing. So the camera's here. It's watching it walk by, and it actually walks right next to where he jumped off. So he's walking over here at 12:02. And then he's walking on the north side of the Lucy Center, walking with the same gait as observed before. And then at approximately 12:15 hours, the suspect was observed walking up the stairs that lead to the common area adjacent to the Lucy Center building. The suspect walked to a short concrete wall that separates the common area from the rooftop of the Lucy Center building. All right, so that at 12:15, he's right up here. And the common area is this tan area. Like, people can walk on all of these tan areas. I mean, I guess even over there. This one, though, looks like there's a wall going around this stuff here. But, you know, you can... There was people up here watching Charlie Kirk. There was people on this one watching Charlie Kirk. And apparently there's this area up here. So when you... he entered right there. 13 minutes later, he's going up these stairs here. And then he's standing here at 12:15. And then at 12:17, 2 minutes later, he jumps over into this area. And that's what it says right here in the document. Do we got trolls in here again? Ah, jeez. All right, you guys, we're having a massive lull again. We need at least that one more membership that I asked for earlier, and we just got the 5, and not a one soul supported the channel after that. So we need the one gifted membership, and if you guys could help support the channel, that'd be awesome. I know it's Sunday night, but, you know, let's give it a whirl. Pretend I'm a waiter at a restaurant, except I do a 5-course meal and put a hell of a lot more work in than they do. All right. All right, here it says, suspect walked to a short concrete wall that separates the common area from the rooftop of the Lucy Center building. At approximately 12:17 hours, the suspect climbed over the short wall and appeared to crouch down on the north side of the wall. See, that's what's so amazing. Look at it. So you go like this, and you're right on top of the building, and that wall's right here. He steps over, and he's on the north side of this wall, and he's crouched down. Now look at the view he's got. He just has to run over that little corner over there. Thank you, Lisa Valenzuela. Thank you, Allie Cake, as in I'll eat cake. That's what that stands for. And thanks, Sanders Shirley. Oh, man, everybody's got a... like I just said earlier, people send me soliloquies. You know, it's like, I don't need... all the analysis and everything. I do my own. All right. So this is where somebody jumps over a wall. I mean, this is where the shooter jumps over the wall here. And that's at 12:17. And then we go to here, and it says, at approximately 12:17 hours, the suspect climbed over the short wall and appeared to crouch down on the north side of the wall on the rooftop. My nose is plugged for some reason. Every time I go outside and spend the day outside, I come back in. That's what happens. At approximately 12:22 hours, the suspect stood up. So 5 minutes after crouching down there, maybe that's where he got his rifle out of his pants, obviously. He's getting it ready. You know, maybe he had to do something else to it. We don't know. The suspect stood up and started running across the rooftop of the Lucy Center building. The notable limp from previous surveillance. So we're all squared away there, right? As he's walking around, he still has the limp until after he goes over the north wall. And this is what they're telling us in this document, that they believe that when he's in that position, that's when he takes the gun out. And that's why he's now able to walk and run normally. See, that's what they're telling us. But a lot of people just go, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it's just think about stuff, you guys. Use common sense, logic. At approximately 12:22 hours, suspect laid down in a position consistent with a prone shooting position near the edge of the rooftop. Well, let me go up here. Sorry. So it says at approximately 12:22 hours, the suspect stood up and started running across the rooftop of the Lucy Center building. The notable limp from the previous surveillance was absent. The suspect ran to the west side of the rooftop and appeared to scoot along the rooftop area as he got closer to the edge of the rooftop. At approximately 12:22 hours, the suspect laid down in a position consistent with a prone shooting position near the edge of the rooftop and appeared to be facing west in the direction of the courtyard area. The rooftop of the Losi Center building overlooks the courtyard area where the event featuring Charlie Kirk was taking place. The Losi Center building is east of the courtyard area. At approximately 12:23 hours, Charlie Kirk was shot. At approximately 12:23 hours, surveillance shows that suspect, so we just were watching this, we've seen it. He stood up and suddenly from the edge of the rooftop and sprinted north on the rooftop of the Losi Center building. The suspect ran to the northeast corner of the Losi Center building and approached the edge of the rooftop. The suspect placed a dark-colored item on the rooftop and proceeded to lower himself off the rooftop. Now, what they should have said, the suspect picked up the item off the rooftop before he jumped, but they left that out. The suspect dropped off the rooftop onto the grass below. The suspect ran north near the parking lot to the east of the Losi Center at approximately 12:24. Look at this. See, look how quickly, I told you, at 12:23 he shot Kirk. At 12:24, he's already crossing the road over there. I mean, that's insane, right? At approximately 12:24 hours, suspect ran north across Campus Drive Road. Suspect appeared to be carrying an item. So what we could do is, let's see. I got to put pins here. Let's do 12:23 Kirk shot. Yeah. Then right over here. I mean, this is even 12:23 climbs down. And right over here. Yeah, that's kind of how he did it. And then right there, it's 12:24 p.m. Right there. Isn't that wild? He's right here. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, I don't know. Now that we think about it, look at the timing on this. That is absolutely incredible. Like, he's right here at 12:22 and everything's ready. He goes from right here to here to off the roof into here in 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, he was able to fit in. I mean, that is crazy, you guys. It's almost like he really had this way planned out. Like, he's right there at 12:22. He runs over here, lays down, aims, fires, turns around, runs over here, jumps off the building, goes over here, and he's already at 12:24. He's already crossing the street. No, there aren't two shooters, Raymond. There aren't two shooters. Good Lord, everybody. Ah, Jesus. Lunatic watch, everybody. Lunatic watch. Great, just 'cause they have a different opinion.
You are a curious being.
Tonight on Grant Hughes Investigates, watch all the nut jobs show up and tell Gray what the truth really is. Yes, everybody, tonight you'll find out that aliens are responsible for everything. Just ask Michelle H. She'll let you know. Oh my God, you guys. Yeah. Who doesn't like that one, right?
And boom goes the dynamite.
You guys ever seen that guy? The boom goes the dynamite? The newscaster? Man, who doesn't? That guy, I'm surprised he even kept doing what he was doing. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Look it up on the internet if you can. It's a newscaster. Boom goes the dynamite. Just horrendous. I'm not saying there are two shooters. I'm saying if Discord was involved, you have a conspiracy. Yeah, there could be a conspiracy. I mean, we don't know yet, like, what was happening on the side. Some people are claiming they found messages to the roommate that said, hey, we did it, or something. And there could be more to it, sure. Here's what I'll say is there definitely can be a conspiracy, outside of the event, like that day, right? Like, people were planning, other friends and stuff were planning on something. But he's the one guy that day that did this. One thing I'm wondering about is, like, who was he calling or what was he doing on his phone before he went down the tunnel steps? All right, guys, I'll just assume this is one of those nights that we just don't quite make it. But that's all right. Maybe tomorrow, huh? No, I've shown you all the videos that I've got, you guys. I'm telling you, though, they have a ton of video inside this building. When he's walking around, when he went up those stairs, the other set of stairs, that's a video. Those aren't just still frames. They've got a video of him doing that. And it's a wide video. They've probably got many videos in the city, in the general area of him moving around, doing stuff. I think he's got stuff all over the place. I know you're lying about the second shooter. Hey, Raymond, get out of here, okay? You sound like one of the lunatics. People like you, Raymond, are what is a problem with society. You're just like the nutjob people on CNN and MSNBC who put out false information, get everybody ginned up and riled up, and everybody starts believing something, and then it turns into this craziness. And what I always notice is people never get punished afterwards, like these YouTubers who put out complete nonsense day after day after day after day after day after day, and then when the reality comes out, the people that watch them don't hold them accountable for the bullshit that they sold them. Isn't that weird? Crazy, isn't it? Wow. He's running he's got a rifle in his hands. Yes, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, he's got it in his hands. Yep. Tyler Robinson or Brian Koberger? Who's smarter? Well, it sounds like... I don't know. Jeez. I don't know who's smarter. Jeez. They're both idiots. That's what I meant. A Challenger. Yeah. That's what he drives, a Challenger. He doesn't drive a Charger. I've said Charger multiple times just because it's like, that's what's always in my head. I don't really say Challenger. I thought they said it was like a cop car type, and they drive the Chargers. Hey, thanks, anomalous report. Now I'm going to go back. We still got more to go here, so hold on. So at approximately 12:24 hours, the suspect ran north across the Campus Drive Road. Suspect appeared to be carrying an item whose identity is not clear from the surveillance. Yeah, you can't tell exactly what he's holding, right? But you can see it's like something sort of long, and it's being wrapped up by a blanket or a towel. The area to the north of the Campus Drive Road where suspect crossed over consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. Isn't that enough for people to just say, you know what? Look, here he is. Watch this. All right. Hey, thanks, Alan McMahon. Watch this, everybody. Oh, wow. There's something up there that's kind of long. He's pulling it down. Then he jumps off the roof. Here he goes. Comes down. Like my sound effect there. I doubt he sounded like that. But look at, there's the rifle. I mean, look at that picture right there. What the hell else is this? Okay, there's a black towel, and then there's a rifle inside of that. Okay, now it sort of flips around and stuff like that because he's moving it around. You know, but doesn't it tell you something that after tracking him all the way around, everybody, they track him all the way around, the same camera, even right there, see how they're panning it? They continue to pan it and follow him as he goes into the woods. And when they go in there, they find the same black towel wrapping up a rifle. Okay? Crazy, isn't it? Why are you not blocking that person, you guys? Jesus. What? Come on, you guys. They should never have got a second comment in. Okay, so here's the thing, everybody. If you don't believe, if you're the only reason that you would not believe at this point that that's a rifle that he's carrying wrapped in a black towel, even after law enforcement found the exact same thing in the woods, is if you believe it's a massive conspiracy where the police planted the weapon in there because they wanted to make it look like the guy, the shooter, was carrying that thing. I mean, it's just ludicrous, you see. I am 100% certain that the shooter had a rifle in his hands, trying to cover it with a towel, put it in the woods, and law enforcement found it. Okay? I'm not confused. I'm not going... And I say the same thing in other cases when I'm certain about something. It's just so weird. Yeah, that's right, Hundy Bills. That's right. All right, maybe we could try this. Anybody down for sending me a coffee? That would be good. Hey, thank you, Evelyn on the Venmo and Jeffrey on Venmo. Thank you. Oh, man, my nose is just plug. All right, so the rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. So that means he had the scope on it while he's running around. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, Bulge," and then apparently that's UWU. What's this? Descriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey, fascist," straight out of CNN and MSNBC and the politicians' mouths. "Catch this," right arrow symbol and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao." That's what the French resistance to the Nazis put out there. Again, another reference to the CNN, MSNBC, the politicians on the left. A third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." And so we now know that Tyler Robinson is gay. You know, he's gay himself. He was dating a guy, and the guy is then going to transition to a female. But they were already dating before he transitioned. So that's sort of interesting, right? That, do you have a... Yeah, I do have Zyrtec. But I take it, I guess I could try to take it early. You know, like I usually take it before I go to bed. Maybe it's already worn out. All right, maybe we'll get one. It's a good idea. I'll do one earlier. All right, let's see. We have Gracie and Clancy are just in this little tiny thing together, and they seem to be doing okay. Don't you think he's pretty cute, man? And there's Blue up there. Look at that. Look at Gracie over there. What a weirdo. She's like, get me out of here. Let me out of here. That's not her head. That's her tail there. Clancy's like, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be in here. Get the hell out of here. Kind of wanting Gracie to turn around or something, but she's not doing it. Anyways, all right. Let's see. All right, where are we at here? Yeah, we're right there. Investigators also discovered a shoe impression on the northeast corner of the edge of the Losi building. So that means northeast. That means right where he jumped off, they found a footprint like in dust over here. So we'll just say footprint found. Right there on top of that. The shoe impression is consistent with the shoe sole characteristics of a Converse Chuck Taylor shoe on the evening of September 11th, 2025. Isn't that weird? Like September 11th this year meant it was just so... You know, there's been so many years of it, but usually I focus in on September 11th, but that's not what we did. This year was just totally thrown off by what happened to Charlie Kirk. I mean, I don't even... It was almost just like a blip. All right, we'll try one last shot tonight, you guys. So for those people out there watching the channel, you might consider becoming a channel member. If there's people out there that can gift channel memberships to the people in here that aren't channel members, that would be awesome too. And if you want to help support the channel with super chats, etc., that would be awesome. All right. That's it. That's my last effort for the night. Thank you. All right. So on the evening of September 11th, 2025, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them, or, implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at UVU. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately... Yeah, so that's interesting. Identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at 8:29. Huh. But that's sort of interesting. It's interesting because this footage, wherever the hell it is it over here? Right here. This is 8:23 when this Challenger drives by. See that? So that means 6 minutes after this, it was seen on campus. So he didn't park his car and get out. Hey, thanks, Carrie Summers. Hey, at least one of you responded. That was cool. All right. Wow, so that's interesting. So what was it doing when it drove up here? Did it kind of go up like this and around? And then... That is some weird shit, man. The car goes by here at 8:23, but then is seen on campus 6 minutes after this. You would think this would be when he was parking, but now we know that isn't what that is. 8:29 on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. So we don't, right now we just, you know what, we have, God, that's crazy. I just have to look at this again. It's almost like he drives up there, and then, wherever he goes, does he park up there? They see his car at 8:29. So he starts walking around at that time. And then later we see him at 9:58 walking this way, right on this street, going like this. So where did he come from? Did he walk from over there and kind of... That's just some really bizarre movement. That doesn't make sense. I haven't seen any confirmed injuries from the fall. He wasn't limping because of the fall, though. And he didn't really fall. He landed on his feet. I mean, I could do that. When I was his age, I could do exactly the same thing. I could jump from all kinds of different heights and didn't care. Now I'd break all my legs. So on September 10th, in which he's observed, this is 8:29 on video, in a plain maroon. That means he's out of his car at 8:29. plain maroon t-shirt, light colored shorts. You wouldn't be able to see the shorts or his black hat with a, his shorts specifically. You wouldn't be able to see those on a surveillance camera in a car, right? So that means he's out of his vehicle. Identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 on September 10th, in which he's observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. So now we know he's walking because they see his shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with surveillance images. So he's still wearing the same clothes 2 days later? Yeah. What do you mean, what doesn't make sense? I didn't say something didn't make sense. I'm just saying he didn't hurt himself when he jumped. Is it known how he got on the roof? Yeah, Jesus, are we still doing that? Is it known how he got on the roof? See, this is what I'm saying. I think these people do this on purpose, right? Is it known how he got on the roof? Hey, M. Morgan, don't answer those questions. I think these are trolls. I mean, I've made 4 videos so far that tell you exactly how he got on the roof. It's crystal clear. It's been repeated 700 million times. And I'm just not sure. At this point, I think people are goofing around. Okay, well, where have you been then, No Name? I mean, you have a name called No Name. Ah, come on. Jesus. Look at this one right here. He flew with his mutant abilities taught to him by Charles Xavier. You nailed it, man. You got it. Gray, you're so mean. All right, No Name. Check it out really quick. Here we go. Here we go. Right, but why haven't you heard of what happened? It's just clear. We've gone over this. Look at it. It even says it in the document we just read. Right here, these steps. Look. Okay, right here, No Name. Here we go. There's a door right there. He went into that door, and then 12 minutes later, he came up these stairs right here, and then he stood right here at 12:15. He was standing right there. Then he stepped over this little wall right there at 12:17, and he crouched down. He took the gun out of his pants. Then at 12:22, he ran over here like this to this location, and from right here, he fired a bullet right at the stage, hitting Charlie Kirk right in the neck, okay? Then after he did that, he stood up immediately from that little corner spot right there, and he ran this direction like this, around this way, and then jumped off the roof with the rifle in hand and a black towel onto the ground right there. Then he ran over here like this, across the street, and then ditched the rifle and towel in this wooded area right there, and then made his way back to his car, and then drove 300 miles home. All right. Can I get a boom? Gray, you're not very nice. Ooh. Gray's got it wrong. It was Brian Koberger. That's pretty funny. That's got to give you credit for that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's not a lone wolf. I'm telling you. You know what? Your name fits you perfectly, crazy girl. You don't need to delete comments like that, Timothy Cecil. All right? As a matter of fact, I don't want comments that are stupid comments removed so that we can see them later. You know what I'm saying? So leave them up there. What about it, Bruce? What about it? What about it? He drove 300 miles. still shocking that he was actually shot and killed. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's get back to this though. We're still moving forward here. Yeah, so it says he showed up on campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 on September 10th, and then he had the same kind of clothing on when they got to him. Then it said investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, 2025, and in conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him. When you say they talked about why they didn't, who are they, or is that your pronoun that you're using? And the viewpoints he had. The family members also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family members also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson, and now we know the roommate was in a relationship, a gay relationship with Tyler, but the roommate is transgender, so they're converting over to being a woman, so I guess that would make Tyler Robinson straight. I think. Does that work that way? Investigators interviewed the roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord, which, it wasn't a joke. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord, and he opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen, and each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact name Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point. See, the thing is who the hell would have a conversation like this with somebody you're trying to keep the fact that you shot somebody from? This conversation sounds like a continuing conversation, or a conversation that had already happened before, and this is just something like, I need to, monitor the drop spot. I don't know. There's something odd about this. I think they're, in the media and everything, they're trying to sound, he's cooperating, but at some point they might lower the boom on this guy. The content of these messages include messages affiliated with the contact Tyler. It said, leaving the rifle, it said, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush. Messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left. And a message, I wonder if he got to his car and then he kept watching to see if anybody went into those woods. Like, when did he actually drive back? You know what I mean? I'd love to know, when did he actually show back up in his hometown? Did he stay in the area for the whole night and then drive home the next day? I mean, who knows, right? And related to it says, Tyler stated a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush. Messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. So isn't that enough, you guys? I mean, right there we have... Okay. He's walking with a limp because he's got a rifle in his pants. He still has the limp as he goes up to the stairs to the roof. He still has the limp while he steps over a wall at 4:15. He steps over a wall at 12:17. He steps over a wall. He had the limp, and then he stepped over the wall at 12:17. Then, right after that, the limp is gone because the rifle is out of his pants, and he runs over and he shoots Charlie Kirk. Then he runs with the rifle, jumps off. You see a black towel and something that looks like could be a rifle. And he's wrapping up and he heads over to a wooded area. And law enforcement found the rifle in that wooded area. And he himself mentions the rifle wrapped in a towel. Is that enough for you? Is there anybody out there that still isn't sure if this guy had a rifle with him? I really can't. Okay. See, these are the dumb people that show up. People like example number one. It's people like you that make covering these cases like I have to do it in a specific way because everybody else understands, but people like you don't, and I'm not talking to people like you. Your brain doesn't work correctly, all right? It's okay, though. It's okay. You maybe at some point in your life, you'll figure something out, and there'll be a spark that's lit, and your brain might start functioning, you know? It isn't now, though. Well, your footage of him running isn't clear. Hey, let me show you again, okay? All right, let's just do this. And I want you to tell me what you think things are. And I guarantee you're going to say something that is absolutely unreasonable. So see him running right there? Like even over here, he's running. And whatever this is, that's the towel, and he's got a rifle with him. So he's running, and he's running. Look at, he's holding something right next to him. You can't see it really well in these shots. But watch when he gets over here. I got to go back again. Yeah, right there. Man, the way this thing is, you got to, okay, right here. This is the good part right here. Watch this. So here he is up on the upper corner. That's where his footprint was found. Now watch, he sets, see what he's setting down right there? That's the rifle inside of a towel, but it's at an angle. Okay? And now look, he's stepping down off the edge of the building. Can you see that? Are you able to see that? Can you see it? Now look, he grabs it and boom! Oh my God, look at this right here. That's a rifle right there. That's a long object that he's moving with his left hand, and he's just about to grab it with his right. There it is. Oop, got it. And now look at this thing. Look how long this thing is. Right here. He's grabbing the towel, and it's that length all the way from here to there. Right? You see that? And now he jumps off. Here he goes, everybody. He jumps off about 10 feet, I would say. And then you can even see it right there on the ground. This part right there, that's the rifle. He picks it up. I mean, hell, you can almost see the butt of the damn thing right there. Look at that right there. All right, so then he picks it up. And then as he moves, look at that right there. This long item is a rifle being wrapped up by a black towel. I mean, how many times do we have to see the rifle for you to go, oh, yeah, but great, it's too blurry to tell. But we know it is because they found it in the woods. Okay. Thank you very much. There he goes. Look at it. He's running with it. Look at it. And he's like freaking out, really. He's not even moving that quick. He's trying to get his glasses on. He's trying to compose himself. He's probably absolutely freaked out right now. And look at this one right back here, watch. Right there. Look at this. That's a rifle in his hands, almost like a military person running with a rifle. He's just transferring it though. He doesn't have lobster hands. Hey, thanks, Madam August Butterfly. Continue to share the truth. Yep, gonna do it. Gonna do it. All right. And there it was right there. Look at. See, looking on this one, he's running, and then he goes behind him. See that? He's got the rifle. He's holding it with his right arm and his left arm, and it's being wrapped by the black towel. See that? And then he keeps moving, keeps moving. He's trying to keep it from being seen by people. And look at him right there. He's like really struggling with it. He's really frustrated. You can tell. It's like, God, it's like, and so that's why he ditched it. Do you guys, is there anybody in here that doesn't really believe that that's a rifle there? Honestly? Because I can't do anything for you if you don't. Because the circumstantial evidence after this shows you that it is, right? Because right after this, he goes around the corner and the rifle is in the woods, and he goes into the woods, and then police find that rifle wrapped in the black towel that you see him carrying there, and he mentions leaving it there in his own writings. God, unreal. Yeah. So what is Sample replying with? If they reply with, I don't see it, I'm removing them from the channel. Why would you? Okay, bye. I'm just going to time you out. All right. Sorry, you're just not interesting. You're wasting people's time. See you another time. All right. Have a good night. This is kind of like the Gong Show in here, right? You know, you won't be removed, but you'll be gonged out for a time period. Yeah. Yeah. How do we know that isn't a clone of Tyler? Well, it's up to you to prove that he's a clone, not me to tell you it's not one. You know. People are crazy, man. These types of incidents bring out the craziest people that you'll ever see. It's just unreal. Cool. You ever done what before? Hang out on a live stream? Cool. Yeah, we could definitely, you know, get some more channel members in here, you guys. Sign up. Become a freak. We're called freaks, all right? It looks like, looks soft, but when you point it out, it only a couple of, yeah, it's only 4 or 5 frames a second. Right, but he's obviously continuing. So it does look, I know what you're saying. Like, it looks soft, but when you just sort of, even if you forget the part where I said there was 4 frames a second, what else is he doing with that? Like, if it's a towel, you're just running around with a towel and it's not stopping you. He's constantly trying to, like, alter and fix something. So there's something he's wrapping up. And you see it a couple times where it's solid and long, right? Yeah, yeah. A shapeshifter. Somebody just said I look trans. I'm not sure what trans look like. It better be a good question, Pammy. Better be a good question. Let's see. Your latex spouse said, "Hey, thank you for the immediate and most accurate detective work on this case out there, Gray. I have sent many your way." Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I think my videos are more for everybody, right? When I do my live streams, it's kind of, you know, we run a tight ship over here because you see it, right? Put a 1 if you've seen the crazy comments that come flying by throughout the entire night. It's nuts. It just never ends. It's just sort of it's almost like a game for people, I think. Don't worry where it is, where the Tesla is or anything. Maybe they can use stuff like that. That would be interesting. Do Teslas record like 24/7, just even when nobody's in them? I thought I heard that somewhere. Right. So when you're in here and I sound a certain way, just realize that that's what it is. You know, it's not like everyone else. They have these normal comments. You answer them and whatever. I do get frustrated when we have the same question asked that I've answered for at least 3 or 4 days in every video that I make, etc. But we get the same ones over and over. Still the same comments. Gray, I think he hurt his knee when he jumped off. That's why he's limping. Yeah. Well, maybe he did hurt his knee as well, but that's not why he was limping, because he was limping before the shooting. Oh, okay. Thanks, Gray. Yeah, I've been telling you that for 3 or 4 days straight now, in every video, every show that I've made. But I didn't watch those, Gray. Okay. Yeah. You think he hurt his patella? Yeah. I was thinking it's more of his medial collateral lateral ligament, or whatever the hell it was. Let's see. You sound. I am. I just took a Zyrtec a few minutes ago. I don't have pain. I'm just. What does nasally and pain have to do with anything? I don't really get it. Having a stuffy nose isn't painful. Yeah, but what if it's not driving, though? Just sitting there. You bastard. Ooh. Yeah, let's play that one tonight, you guys. We gotta go get that one. By our buddy Alan McMahon. Where is that? Oh, yeah, it's way up here. Wow. It's like 100 miles away now. I need to cut this thing out. Alright, this is when I was in Moscow, Idaho. I didn't have my hat on, and my hair was messy, and yeah, I do have some gray hairs in there, yeah. And some people even say that they call me gray pubes. And it's like, man, you guys actually think about my private parts? You guys are a little bit strange. I got a lot of trolls, you guys. Alright, here we go. Here, watch this. Listen.
You guys see that? I'm sure they'll get the, when I was on Court TV, do you guys see that? I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
That was awesome.
You guys see that?
Do it again. There you go.
I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again. When I was on Court TV, do you guys see that?
Hey, that's actually Alan McMahon laughing in the background.
I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
God damn, that's
when I was on Court TV. Do you guys see
one
that?
more time.
I'm sure they'll get the obligatory, I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
I like how I laugh at the end after I made fun of these idiots. Okay, it's so good. All right, anyways, I I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again. You know, I'm pretty good at imitating that. It's weird. Yeah, so every time I make every time I'm on Court TV, I've been on there, I don't know, 15, 20 times. Doesn't matter. Every time I'm on there, in the comments underneath the video, once they put it out, there's always people crying that I can't believe you had Gray on. And the reason they don't like me is because we don't allow conspiracy theories here. And so when people start bringing up crazy stuff, an argument happens, and then they go, see how mean Gray is? And they also don't like that on my channel, I actually try to raise, like, hey, everybody, if we could send in, super chats and all this kind of stuff, because that's the only way that my channel gets supported when I do live streams. Especially when videos aren't doing well. I've made a few videos the last few days that have done really well. So this is a time where if people are supporting the channel and the videos are doing good, at the end of the month, we can donate quite a bit of money. Last month, we donated $5,500 out of my income. And, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good number there. So, yeah. And that's kind of how we do it here. I take a large portion. Like if I get ad revenue, we get super chats and everything that comes in. And then at the end of the month, I try to donate it around, like, it's usually like 30-something% of the gross income that comes in. So it's a pretty good amount of money, really, if you think about it. We're at 261,000 in 5 years, 5.5 years. Trump have to do with Kirk's security? Nothing. Yeah. Yeah. There's no connection to Charlie Kirk and Trump. Who's saying something about that? What are you talking about? Wait, who are you guys talking to up there? Oh, man, I don't see it. Man, you guys are always, like, on to some other person. So, that's why they don't like me, is because I say, like, hey, guys, support the channel. And, yeah, there's nights I get frustrated when there's people watching. Tonight's one of the nights I would normally get frustrated because there's so many people watching and we haven't done very well, right? There's 800 and something people watching and we've struggled. We're barely over just a normal nightly goal. That's sort of lame when you have that many people, but a lot of people just don't care. They think people on YouTube should just work really hard, put out products and never be supported at all. You just get to watch. It's like, well, we're not the news channels where there's ads and, like this has ads, but the ad revenue on these is like $50. It's ridiculous. So you need to have people. And so they don't like it. They think, well, God, that's not cool. Nobody else does. Yeah, but nobody else has given $261,000 out either, have they? Yeah, so. Right. Why do I want to look into that, Ruben? And what are you guys even talking about up there with this Trump and security? I care about Australia. I just don't know about that case. He was wondering, since this happened with Trump and Butler, why no security on the roof? Right. Yeah, we keep hearing that all the time, you guys. They don't have it there because he's not running for president. Charlie Kirk. He's a guy working for Turning Point that's going around debating students. You don't have SWAT teams and tactical teams and so forth for people like that. And nor would you really want that on a college campus. Yeah, you can keep putting in the links, Michelle. It's not working. For some reason, tonight's a night where people just aren't interested in supporting the channel. Let's see. Yeah, I was watching. Oh, is this what? What is that a video of? Does he have a rifle in his pants? Example, 43-inch rifle concealment. So is there actually a rifle in his pants there, or what? Huh. I mean, is there a rifle in these pants here? I don't know what we're looking at. You know, it would have helped if you put an arrow or something. I have no idea what we're looking at here. Was that you? Jimmy? Okay. All right, let's look at it again. What are we looking at here, Jimmy? Here, let's put it up on the screen here. Okay, what are we looking at in this picture right here? Where's the gun in this one? Right, yeah, but where is it? Like, it would have been cool if you drew a line, like, where's the gun, you know? There's a rifle in your pants there, or... All right, so it's down the right leg here. Wow, how come you can't see it at all? That's crazy. So it's down this leg right here. So is it like right back there, a regular... well, I mean, you didn't show us what the rifle looked like or anything either, so I don't really have any way to... Do you have anything like that where you could... All right, so it goes right to the knee so we can... And it makes it so you can't swing your leg forward, right, Jimmy? So you can't swing it forward, right? Up the back with a scope mounted. That's why he had a back... Yeah, that's why I said. I've said that he had a backpack to keep the bulge from being seen. Isn't that right? That's pretty crazy, though. I mean, no, you can't see that at all with the way you did it. What kind of rifle is it? I think what you should do is film doing it. You know, like stuffing it down there, and then let's see it. I mean, that's crazy. That looks pretty good. So it goes up the leg, and then... Man, you guys, what's up with the just horrendous support for the channel tonight, you guys? Do you guys have any answers for that? Somebody just answer the question. I don't really get it. This is strange. I'm just spinning my wheels doing a show, you know. KK, just come on. Just quit your little goofy, you know, flirty shit. Let's just... okay, forget it. I'm getting off of here. All right, you guys. I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you for being here. Alright, let's see. Thank you to CC, Chicken Wing, Callie, Wild Bill, Wassman, Pammy, Yorkshire Tea, Monica, Reeves, Chicken Wing, Kay Louise, Christopher, Marshburn, Jeannie Guy Guy. I mean, the thing is, if we didn't have the one from Hawk Fan, it would have been just a terrible night. We had a double cat eye from Hawk Fan, then picking with... And then we had William Schwant, then picking with the pages. Shelley Hall, it is Amy Darcy Marie, Chicken Wing, Carolina, Ted Bundy, Marvin Guns 1, Mariska, Ashley Ferris, Chris Lee, Alley Cake, Saturn Dreaming of Mercury, Callie, Chris Lee, new members, and Chicken Wing, It is Amy, Darcy, Marie, Carrie Summers, Callie, new member. Then we have Fresh Enemies. And thanks for everybody who did support the channel. I appreciate that. Kami, and J Cool 3300 new member. Michelle H gifted one. Cliff Black new member. Shoshana Grace new member. And then Anomalous Report. Katie, Tamara Court, Jim NXSQ, David Thorguson, 5 memberships, CC 5, Marvin Guns, Lisa Valenzuela gifted one, Allie Kate gifted one, David Peterson, Pammy, new member, Anomalous Report, Alan McMahon gifted a membership, Carrie Summers, Grant, Callie, Jimmy Summers, 43. What kind of a rifle was that, by the way? And then Madame, August Butterfly, and Your Latex Spouse. Yeah, you send me more like descriptive video on that, Jimmy. Like, you know, show us what you're doing and like show the weapon, and then show it where you stick it in your pants, and then like with your own hands take pictures where you're pressing in and we can see the outline of it or something. Because I mean, we just want to see how it works. All right. Yeah, I know it said 43-inch hunting gun. I saw that. That doesn't mean anything. That's generic. So thanks to Evelyn Conlon, and then also Jeffrey on Venmo. We had 0 coffees tonight. How sick is that? Hey, thanks, Sophic Manatee. I don't know if this was addressed. When we see him driving at 8 that morning. It wasn't 8. Could he have been looking for the dead drop point? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's kind of over in that area. It's just, I mean, we say could it been. I mean, sure, a lot of things could be something. But yeah, it was like 8:23. But thank you. I mean, you know, he could have been doing all kinds of stuff. I think, I don't even know if he really wanted to leave it there. I kind of think he started running and he just realized this thing is not this. I don't want to be seen with this. And he left it there. But he might have thought of that because he knew that he wouldn't be able to put it back in his pants. So, you know. Yeah, how come not one coffee tonight? Let's just... Jeez. We had Holly. Oh, thanks, Holly. And also Sandra Shirley on PayPal. Cool. Who did? Model 98 Mauser. Who? Are you still there, Jimmy? Yeah, send us like a better thing about that. Like make a video if you can. I mean, you don't have to take your pants off or anything to do that, right? You just sort of stick it down there and, you know, just let us see how it would work. And it's cool, yeah, because you put the barrel to the knee, right? And then you can still bend your knee because if it had gone more to your calf area, then you can't bend your knee. Because your pants would act like a brace of some sort. A splint. Man, it's like talking to a brick wall in here. You guys even hear? Anybody? All right. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Breakdown. that he got hit in the chest. Yeah, we've seen that, Chris. I don't know if that's what happened or not. A ricochet. I guess anything's possible. But I'd like to see if law enforcement says that there's a hole in his breastplate.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grego's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
Yeah. Who said? When you say they, Lisa, who's they? When you say they said he never had a bulletproof vest on. I didn't think he had a bulletproof vest on, but people are saying that, like somebody came forward on another channel, but it was like somebody who knew him, said that he always wears a bulletproof vest. But I don't see one on him. In fact, when he's throwing hats around, you can kind of see that it's tight against his chest and there's nothing there. So I don't know, man. I don't know who when you say they said. Okay, when did he say that? The mayor guy said the sheriff confirmed it. When? I didn't see it. So he said he wasn't wearing a bulletproof. Okay, well there you go. I didn't hear the governor's. When did he say that? I just played the interviews. Did he say it on... what show did he say that on? I mean, I never thought he had a bulletproof vest on. People say that, you know. I just haven't seen anybody confirm that he didn't have one. Okay, just yesterday. If you see it, send me a link. All right, you guys. We got to do better tomorrow, though. All right, thanks. See you guys later.